sustainable food production is in marriage with the soil, the land on which you grow your food. How is the state of the land on which you are growing your food, whichever food that you are growing, ranging from tree crops, ranging from fruits and vegetables, ranging from cereals and grain, entirely everything. The soil on which you are growing this kind of food, how healthy is the soil, and how can it support everything that you have to grow, regardless the climate, regardless the lifestyle that we have, the environment that we are living in, the state at which it is. Can you still grow food? Can you still produce food continuously, non-stop, until thy kingdom come, I should say?
You are watching the biggest, the largest, the highest, the greatest, the tallest, and the mightiest world platform. I welcome you to another episode of Revelations. I tell people there is mass awakening going on from the medical field, the food we eat, spirituality, and everything. There's mass awakening going on. It's not about only spirituality. Everything, the earth itself is going through awakening. So we are not centered at one place. If you want to be spiritual, what you eat also determines the kind of spirituality you can actually practice. So today we are going to delve into food. Is the awakening also going on when we decide to eat, what to eat and what not to eat? Is that also part of, can we also say that our eating is also going through awakening? That's what we are going to discuss today. They say you are what you eat. The medical field is also going through awakening. Now they have future of medicine, that is peptides. A lot is going on. So we need to know, and also say we need to broaden our learning and then know what's going on. So I welcome you. Today is going to be great. We are going to talk about food, the food we eat. Do you put anything in your stomach? You eat and you sleep and that's it. That's what we are going to. So I welcome you people to your biggest platform. We love and we hate. Today we have Dr. Daniel Baisie Jr. on this platform who is going to talk about food. He will introduce himself and tell us who he is, and then we'll ask a few questions and then get into the topic. The topic is food. Doctor, I welcome you to Revelations.
Thank you very much, madam.
Great. Today is your first time on this biggest platform. Please kindly pay obeisance to the followers and the subscribers. Greet them. Introduce yourself to us. Tell us who you are.
Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Daniel Baisie Jr. I am organic agronomist and also a soil scientist. What we look up to, or what we do so far as my job is concerned, has to do with human health in relation with food, our environment, how sustainable we can keep the environment in connection to how the climate is kind of instable, or instability of the climate, how we can live our life in the food that we have on our plate that we consume that goes with climate stability. How do you go about it? We are going to have a extended discussion about some of these things, and we see how we can support ourselves in terms of food that we eat and the kind of environment that we find ourselves. I greet everybody in regards to everyone, all viewers, all listeners, my family, my staff at work, and everyone who was listening and who are taking the time to listen to have this education. Thank you very much for watching. Amen.
Yo, we welcome you, Doctor. We appreciate your coming. In fact, we appreciate your presence on our platform. Organic agronomist and social scientist. You are an African, right?
Yes, I'm African. I'm a Ghanaian.
Yo, pure Ghanaian. Let's bring it down to Ghana. Let's even leave Africa behind. Looking at Africa as a continent and looking at Ghana as a country, all these your titles, is there anything organic on our continent or in our continent, in our country? Is there anything social science that the people are aware of?
Yes, there is. It is just that we've come a long way in the generation that we are in now, that this very vital aspect that you've mentioned is fading away gradually. And we need to be careful because we have children. We are yet to see that we live for long, and we want to see our grandchildren coming up and we want to see and expect other generations to also grow and come up. Let's not forget that we came from other generations, you know, way back, our ancestors, all the way to our great-great-grandparents, our grandparents, our parents, till we are on this planet Earth right now. The way they lived and how they lived their life has given us the opportunity for us to also come onto this planet Earth for us to live. We need to make sure, we need to be very, very careful that our life also will support and help other younger generations for them to also come and live on this planet Earth. We need to be very, very careful. So what you've just asked, you know, it's a missing dimension in this generation that we are in now. But back in time, in other older generations, it was in existence. So we need to now bring it back for us to understand and know that we need to pull back what our ancestors and our great-grandparents left with us.
So if I should understand you, we've lost it. There's
We've lost
nothing
it.
like that anymore.
We've lost it now. What we have now is just a trait, very, very little and very, very small. It is fading away gradually. Therefore, some of us are here because of our work and our profession as organic agronomists and as soil scientists and all that, to help people in terms of education, for us to see what we are losing, for us to bring it back.
At this point, if somebody should be organic agronomist and social scientist,
Soil scientist, yeah.
Soil. Oh, much wrong. Okay, so at this point, if somebody should be organic agronomist and soil scientist, what is your job?
My job has to do with sustainable food production. And sustainable food production is in marriage with the soil, the land on which you grow your food. How is the state of the land on which you are growing your food, whichever food that you are growing, ranging from tree crops, ranging from fruits and vegetables, ranging from cereals and grain, entirely everything. The soil on which you are growing this kind of food, how healthy is the soil and how can it support everything that you have to grow, regardless the climate, regardless the lifestyle that we have, the environment that we are living in, the state at which it is. Can you still grow food? Can you still produce food continuously, non-stop, until thy kingdom come, I should say?
Please, how many are you in Ghana?
We are very few, to be honest. If I should date myself back and think through the professionals that have taken up such career that I've taken, I don't think we are that much. The whole country, we wouldn't be even up to 20.
Why?
It could be less than 20.
Why?
It is because we have taken up some careers that most people don't like to. Because everybody is living the kind of lifestyle where we are looking at a situation where how can we get money today and tomorrow? How can we be wealthy when we close our eyes and open our eyes? How can we have everything in this whole wide world? How can we have all the mansions, all the nice cars on the streets? How can we own private jets and what have you? You know, when you think like that, the way you need to live your life, for you to have everything, all the nicest in the whole world, it is not wrong, but also how do you go about it? And that's what we are seeing now. We are seeing illegal mining activities happening. We are seeing so many fraudulent activities. People have taken up careers, professions, that goes all the way in affecting human life. That goes all the way in affecting our climate, our environment, that they don't care. So far, they are making good money out of it. That is where they find themselves in that space, and that's what they want to do. So we see in our education circles and what have you, this person is that profession, that person is that profession, and they always look at what is existing on our system now, and they tend to merge themselves to it, and they don't think through, would it be something that I'm doing that is going to help my kids someday, sometime, that is also going to help my grandchildren, that is even going to help my existing parents, and it goes on and on. Is your work really supporting the health and well-being of yourself, your family, and your older generation? That's a very big question that so many people don't have an answer to it.
So the 20 of you, what
ideally, yeah, we could be less.
Okay, let's say the 20 of you, or even 50. The 20 of you, what have you really impacted with the knowledge you have, looking at Ghana as a country? And what can you tell is one of the biggest challenge that you people face that you feel or wish you could do something about it, but how to do it is a problem for you guys?
It is not a challenge of how to do it. How to do it, we have it at our fingertips. But who is listening to you? And who is saying that I like what you're doing and I'd like to leave it? That's where the question marks are. For instance, when you have your plate, your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, the plate that you have whatever food that it is sitting on your plate that you're about to consume, do you understand what is called food? That is you, the consumer. What does food means to you if we tend to go all the way down to elementary definition? I'm using the word elementary. Elementary, what I mean is that way back in primary school, way back in not even GHS, but I'll say primary school, what do we understand and know what is called food? It's a substance that is consumed by living organisms that give nourishment, that gives health, and that supports and help the well-being of human beings and other living organisms. There is a very basic definition and meaning of what is called food. Therefore, when you sit at your table and you are eating whatever is on your plate, does it define all these things? I'll tell you so many reasons and give you a number of examples. Way back when we were kids, back in the late 70s into the 80s and all that, the kind of food that we tend to eat, do we see it now? People go like, oh, well, I'm craving for that food, I'm craving for this food, and that's what I go in for. We should understand and believe that, look, there are industries, most of which are multinational industries. We are believing and listening to very three sensitive aspects of our human life and our human beings: our eyes, our nose, and our tongue. This is what is destroying, and this is what is killing us. I'll say it again: our eyes, our nose, and our tongue. It is killing us. Why? Because I want to see nice food, very beautiful food. When you walk up to the market, the vegetables that you buy from the ladies, tomatoes, chili pepper, onions, all those vegetables, what do we look out for? What do we look out for is that if I'm buying tomatoes, I want to see very beautiful, nice, curved tomato. If I'm buying my okras, I want to see the okra to be green. I want to see the okra to be very beautiful and with a specific size or shape. When I'm buying my carrots, cabbage, cucumbers, what have you, I need to see it to be so beautiful and so nice. That look like something that is next to factory manufactured objects. And that's what entices you to buy them on the market. So the eye is telling you what to do. Now your nose, I want to prepare a meal that smells good. That goes through my nostrils and I feel like, wow, this smells will be very, very, very yummy. And it raises up your appetite. Number three, your tongue. My food needs to taste good. My food needs to taste good. As soon as I take a spoon of it and gets into my mouth cavity, it has to taste so good and so nice. Now, these three things, what does that got to do with your human health and well-being when the food gets into your system? As soon as it gets through your throat, all these three things has absolutely nothing to do with it again. Now it's your health and well-being.
You are watching The Biggest. Taking it or approaching it from this angle, do you think is the best?
It is.
Approach it from this angle.
It is not.
Because this is a mature decision. For somebody to taste with the tongue, someone, the mother or the parents has trained the tongue in that manner. The only message, the only munchini, obi na die training. And to smell a good food, the ama no papa die training wa na ya smell it, and now you know. Okay, to see these tomatoes as nice, as way, babies don't go to market to buy tomatoes to see whether this is good or that. This is a mature decision. So if you really, really want to approach food, do you think this is the angle you should take it from?
Absolutely. That's the angle that's supposed to take it from.
Because the food came from somewhere before it got to the plate. And you are organic agronomists and soil scientists. Don't you think you should start from the farmers and start from the government where they bring all these kind of sprays for the weeds and all that? Approaching the plate, is it not limited?
What we need to understand and know, you the consumer, you need education, and that's what we are giving. That's what we are sharing now. The education of the consumer goes a long way to inform the farmer to do the right thing. When I go to the market and I have an education in how a tomato should look, or what is called a healthy vegetable that we always buy from the market, what makes it a healthy vegetable is for you to question the lady who is selling those food or those vegetables for you. When you question that lady and the lady don't have the answers,
we should question the lady that where did you get it
where
from?
Are you getting, or where do you buy these vegetables from?
Ah.
Good. So with the education that you already have, that we're even sharing on your profound platform, informs you that from today is a Saturday, it could be a market day somewhere. Maybe Monday could be a market, anywhere you buy your stuff. When you go out there with the education that we are sharing now, ask the lady, these vegetables, these tomatoes, these onions, chili pepper, what have you, where do you get it from? It will inform you that you have to buy it or don't need to buy it. Now, let's say we have about 5 different ladies selling a wide range of vegetables and stuff like that. We are about 10 people always buying from them. When they are not able to answer our questions, we are not going to buy from them. Then they go to their wholesale woman, the market queen, for instance, most times, to tell them that, oh, you know, my customers, you know, when they come, they just buy everything, but now they are giving me a hard time, asking me questions I don't have an answer to them. What are they asking? They're asking me, where do I buy it from? How was it grown? And I have no idea. I only buy from you, I come and sell to my people. This market woman or market queen will not also have answers. She will now go to the farmer, the one who is producing it. Where she go there with the aboboya, or where she go there with the abosoka macho or those trucks to go and buy everything from the farm. And also question the farmer that, look, my ladies out there, they are saying that their customers are not buying everything I'm buying from you. They are pushing that everything that you are selling as you, the farmer, it has to grow organically. It should be healthy for them to consume. So please, Mr. Farmer, if you don't start producing organic, me, the market queen that I come to you, that I buy everything from you, I'm not buying from you again. At the end of the day, the farmer has no choice.
And you believe that the farmer will tell the person that it is not organic. You are an African. You believe that that farmer will tell the one that is buying wholesale from him or her that, oh, this is not organic. You believe they will tell this to the market, the sellers, for them to also to tell their clients or customers.
Very good.
You believe this?
Very good. That's why I'm saying that this education is very, very important. It goes all the way to what the market queen is querying and questioning the farmer. Mr. Farmer, let me see the input that you are using. He will bring them out.
Dr. Daniel Baisie, tell me vegetables that you as a Ghanaian and African know that we are eating now that is from here. Can you tell us, mention a few vegetables for us to know that these vegetables are not strangers? From crucifix to peppers to which ones do you know as an African? I know you are not a child. That you know we are buying from the market that you feel it is organic. Tell us.
What I will tell you is this. Entirely all what we are consuming, vegetables, fruits, cereals and grain, not only vegetables, even the rice that we are consuming, most of them, I can stick my neck out and tell you that about 85 to 90% of it, they are not healthy, they are not organic. We have organic markets, and I'm about to even tell you more about it, for people to now understand and know that if I want to really consume healthy food, I need to find myself in an organic market where I am sure and I believe very well that everything that is being sold at organic market is healthy and it is clean. It has not gone into any kind of synthetic use of inputs that was used to produce that food. And when you go to that organic market, they will even educate you a little for you to understand why these tomatoes, those cucumbers, those onions, those lettuce and what have you is grown organically. And you even know the farmer. You can speak to the farmer. There's what is called traceability. That's one missing dimension that we don't have in our agri-food system in this country. I saw it on one of our news news banner headline about a contaminated produce that is coming from one of the locations where there's mining activities going on, that is having tons of heavy metals deposits in those foods that is coming from that location. How can we trust and believe that all those foods are coming to that market, are coming to this market, and what have you? Because of what is called traceability that we don't know, we don't have. Our regulatory organizations and what have you, the work that they need to do to make sure that me and you, we are consuming healthy food, that they will help us to understand, know that when there's a contaminated produce coming from that location and that location, they can stop it in order not for it to get into our open market, so that they can resolve and make sure that they've gotten rid of those heavy metal deposits in the soil before they allow farmers to now continue to grow those foods before it comes to the open market. We don't have those systems in place. Therefore, if there's a news item saying that illegal mining locations are highly vulnerable to farmers who are growing vegetables with so much heavy metal deposits, we can't even tell that. Either they're already on the market that we are consuming them, or they are yet on its way to the market.
Whose responsibility is this?
We have the regulatory institution. FDA is there, Trans Authority is there, EPA is also there.
So are you saying they are not doing their work right?
Well, if they are not doing their work right, are we aware? If I should ask you right now,
okay,
are you aware that when I go to the open market, just give an example of any open market you know,
Makola,
agronomist and what have you, good. When you go there, does the market woman selling those vegetables for you even know what is called FDA? Doesn't know the meaning of FDA?
Okay, that's why I was saying that I think we are approaching it from. But let me ask you my last question, then we get into your topic, because I think I'm asking you so many questions.
Please go ahead. I need a lot of questions to respond to you.
Because when you talk about where they are doing this mining and all these metals being in the food and all that, that is just even a minor of it. The whole Ghana and Africa as a continent, they are putting spray under the soil. And we grow food, nice ones, no mineral, no magnesiums. We are just eating things like that. So this topic is broad. My last question is, don't you think where you are taking this whole thing, okay, so this education, is it for a limited people, some people, or is for the whole country?
It cuts across the whole country,
so
regardless who you are.
How you are measuring it, the person in the farm in Cape Coast, how does he get to these shops, organic shops, to ask? How would they know about this? Even the language is in English. How do you send all these? How do you send this to them? Because looking at it like this, it will be limited for some people. My mother will not come all the way from Bremane Sikmodobin Brakwa to go and find organic shop. Who say banchini guapampane so awato, bodieni guapampane so awato, kontomreni guapampane so awato. You know, so this education and the way it is in English and the way you are explaining it, it's looking like it's for some grade of people. So how do we get this through to all of them?
It is very, very simple. Let's say, for instance, the place you mentioned is a bit closer. Let's look at farmers up north, that they are bringing their rice, their cereals and grain all the way to Accra. How can we disseminate such information to that farmer? Like I said, when I go to the open market and I don't even know where those foods are coming from, and I question the lady selling it, it goes all the way to the farmer.
That's why I was asking you from the beginning that, don't you think where you are approaching it from the plate is limited? Do you remember I asked this question? That we should rather start from the root or the source, because we start from the farmers, then we start from the babies. The babies will train their tongue and nose and the beauty of the food in a different manner before we come to the plate. That's why I ask if where you are approaching it from is not limited.
It is not limited. You know, this is a very big topic. I remember when I was approached, I said that, we can discuss this topic for about 10 good years and we cannot even finish, because food is something that, as human as we are, we can't do without every single day. If even you are going to spiritual exercise and you're going to prayer and fasting, no matter what it is, you end somewhere and you need food. Therefore, issues regarding food it is a very big one, and we need to know how to approach it. And approaching it also, as you are suggesting, if we tend to hit on the farmer, how many people know whoever is growing their food? It's only when you see that food on your table, that name any meal that is being prepared, that it sits on your table. The meal that you are consuming, does it informs you that you are connecting to nature? That is where it comes from. Because when we are importing food, or food is being imported from places that we don't even know. Even the farmers that are growing our own food, we don't even know them. We don't even know how they are going about their farming practices. And food being imported from somewhere, it comes to your plate until you see that there's a food on your plate. But if it is on the market and no one is buying them, it stays at the market. It's until it gets to your home and it's being prepared and it sits on your dining table. That's why it comes to you as an individual, the food that you're about to consume. So that is where we need to start it from and hit it hard for it to travel all the way to wherever the food is being grown.
I asked that question because you said when the food is there, when we are going to buy the crops, we should ask
I gave an instance
the
of
people to ask the farmers out. So that's why I said, is it not better for us to go back and start from there? Because before the food is on my table, I have to ask where I bought the things from. And then where I bought the thing from, the person also has to go back there. So why don't we start from there? But it's okay. Looking at all the education we have in our system as Africans,
yeah,
we all go to school and all that. Do we train our children? Do we talk to our children about basic knowledge when it comes to eating, time of eating and what to eat? Do we infuse this into our educational system?
Not every home, very few homes does this. I'll tell you something. You know, interestingly, everybody even attests to it that now agriculture, farming, people still see it as too laborious. It's not lucrative. It's not like a medical doctor. It's not like a legal practitioner. It's not like an engineer. You know, those nice professions that we want to be hearing in our ears all the time. Even in career days with our kids in their various nursery schools and all that, when they are doing their career days for them, what do we see the kids proudly dress up and say that I am? Every kid wants to hang a stethoscope around the neck and put on a white coat and say I'm a doctor. Every kid wants to say that I am a pilot, I'm a navigator and all that. How many kids, if you say maybe 10 kids amongst all, how many of them proudly and say that I am a farmer, I want to be a farmer? It's from the home, as you rightly said. Those other professionals, they don't only breathe air and live. They eat food. Where is the food coming from? Therefore, if we are helping our kids to understand and know where their food is coming from, is very, very essential. How many homes in Ghana, let's look at the highly populated locations in Ghana, Kumasi, Accra, and what have you, do we have gardens in our homes to grow our own food? For the kid to see that this is how tomato is being grown, that is how the sweet potato is being grown. When mommy prepares that sumptuous one that smells so good in the whole house and it sits on the table, that is the garden that the food is coming from. How many homes do we have this? In homes we have, in most populated locations we have in Ghana, what do we see? Paved homes. Every place is paved. Why are they paving? We are learning wrongly in terms of architecture, in terms of the way we need to, put up our houses in a very wrong way. But it has created an industry for the real estate sector, for them to make so much money. Like I started saying, we are finding ourselves in a profession where it becomes difficult for people to understand and know that we are key and we are the topmost. Somebody who is into those professions, we can imagine the money that they make all the time. All because they're able to convince you to understand and know that when you pave your home, you wouldn't see reptiles coming to your room, you wouldn't see whatsoever. Your home is so clean, the tires of your vehicle you drive into your home, it doesn't get dirty, and so many funny reasons why. So you pave your home and you don't have any place to grow your food. You see the supermarket to be the source of where you are buying your food to consume. You are killing yourself. Therefore, how can we walk up to a supermarket with our kids in our hands and point to them that my little boy, my little girl, you see those nice vegetables over there is what I'm buying to prepare those nice meals that you keep on enjoying at home. It's a kid learning. The kid might think that, okay, all this food is being grown in those cooling units in that supermarket, and that's where they get their food from. It is very, very wrong. That is where the education needs to start from.
No.
Let's have a garden at home, get a case to dirty themselves, let them enjoy and see how and where their food is coming from.
I think at this point you agree with me that your education should start from the source, because gardens and all that are the source. That
I agree with you.
Anyways, you are watching The Biggest and the Largest with Dr. Daniel, Baisie and Maame Grace. I am always the pride of our ancestors. Doctor, I want you to tell us which of the doctors are you, so I am able to know how to pose my questions to you.
What?
Which of the doctors are you? Some give paneer, some give book, some give herbs, and which doctor are you? Which kind of doctor are you?
My PhD is in agronomy.
So yours is book.
Agriculture, biodiversity.
So book doctor.
I won't say book and also on the field.
So
in the world of organic agriculture.
So that's what I'm saying. And do you do doctor? You are watching The Biggest and the Largest. This thing you are discussing is very huge. I am a farmer myself.
Good.
And sometimes I feel we've become very easy as people. Because what for the jumemuna utia ne campo awamo ni se mo bia amfa wheat spray ni ngu aduane, so you want to do this, you give them portions to do, and they would behind you they will use these chemicals to they have so many excuses. Me, I will sack you if you do that. Me, I will sack you. I have workers over 50 doing farms for me. So brilliant. When I give you you don't do this and you do, I will sack you. Me, I know how to sack people. I will sack you. So it's a huge thing we are talking about here, because like you said, all our foods are becoming strangers to us, and at the moment we start eating what doesn't connect with us, I always say that food is energy. It changes our energies and all that, and I feel this thing should start from schools, like nursery. Akola no school onimeduane what to eat and what not to eat, to be gassy and all that. So ni kakro nimniti and how to drink water to. We don't do any of this. Book na lebu mbebe ni tetia. You people can speak big English. So if the government should give you educational system right now, what can you infuse into the children in school, not at home, about this whole topic we are discussing?
Food is life. Without food, there's no life on this planet Earth. The world is created such that God has given us the opportunity for us to live on what He has created, not to destroy what He has created. Therefore, if I'm growing my food, I don't need to destroy other living entities. I don't need to destroy other living organisms. The food that I'm growing should support and promote other living organisms or living entities to also survive, because they will help and promote the food that I'm growing. I can't do without them. We farm and grow food with nature. That is where the organic agriculture aspect comes in. And I tell you what, it's growing up gradually in Ghana, but when you go to the Western world, they are picking it up as their lifeline. The demand for organic food on the Western world, I tell you what, you cannot even meet demand if you want to do business in the world of organic food trade. They have seen it. And I tell you what, after the COVID, it informed so many continents, so many countries to live on organic, healthy food and absolutely nothing else again. What does COVID inform us? All the education we had from our medical professionals, from whatsoever, well, the variant hits your immune system and it gives you symptoms of A, B, C, D. And at the end of the day, when you see those symptoms, if you don't quickly get to the hospital, your life is going. And we heard about, all those things about COVID, whether true or not true. Some of us didn't believe that thing never existed. It was funny. All the same, at the end of the day, the education that was given is that you need to make sure your immune system is healthy so it can resist the COVID virus infection whatsoever. Now, how do you get your immune system healthy and effective? What are you consuming? You are not consuming junk. You don't need to consume foods that is coming from genetically modified, grown, or produced. You don't need to be eating food that is synthetically produced and manufactured by multinational industries. You have to eat food which is healthy. which is organic. That is having the kind of ingredients that the body is able to break down and digest. You know, our system is such that it believes and it understands natural food and not synthetic food. Unfortunately, a lot of generations that has come onto our generations, our system is rather conforming and believing and rather accepting those synthetic and those unhealthy genetically modified food rather. Because when you get sick, there's a very huge industry that will take care of your health. That huge industry that takes care of your health will not heal and treat that health issue entirely. They rather give you medication that will manage it, and you might think you are healthy. You are not. At the end of the day, you lose your life. And we need to understand how some of these things are coming forth to us and see the way to go, that this is not the way to go. When I continue to consume food which is not healthy, my body will respond to it. The body is able to break down the little that it can break, or the little that it can digest or break down. And the deposits keep on accumulating in your system gradually, and to give you wide range of health issues, the cancers and what have you. I don't want to dive a bit into health issues, otherwise people might think I'm a medical doctor, but I'm not, because I've also dived into a lot of medical issues in relation to the health that we tend to, the food that we tend to consume. Therefore, we need to understand and know that the way to go is not about those new food styles we see all over the place. I don't want to mention names. We go and queue over there and buy those foods, and we're thinking that when I eat this food, it means I feel good, it means I'm rich, it means I'm so on and so forth, and all that. Our body has been conformed to believe that that's where we need to eat our food. Where is our indigenous food that back in time, it was giving us even health? It was a whole medication. When you eat cocoyam, when I say cocoyam, it's not the popular one that it is on our open market like the mankani. Taro, cocoa. The cocoa itself. Do we say it now? Do we know the health benefit that when you consume that taro? The English name is called taro. The local name is called cocoa. The health benefit that we have in there, it is gone extinct. Now, contombre, for you to really get real contombre to consume, unless you go to the hinterlands before you could see contombre, because contombre grows under cocoa trees. It grows under places where the environment is somehow humid. It's quiet and cool. But because of the synthetic weedicides that our farmers are using, it is killing the kind of environment that contombre have to grow.
Exactly the question I was asking. Anyways, there's so many questions I want to ask you. If I decide to ask right now, we will not get into your topic. Because the same people that are now taking organic food serious at their end, and that if you want to venture into that business, you have to go through a whole lot because they are taking organic food seriously. They are the same people who brought all these things here. That is how we were feeding. They are the same people that brought all these things here, and they didn't just brought it here spiritually unseen. All the weedicides we are talking about and all these things, all the vegetable, the crucifix they are bringing here, they bring it through our airports, and we have our own sitting there and making sure these things are coming. Who do we blame?
I tell you what.
Who do we blame?
That question of who we should point fingers at or who should we blame, in a long way, it's kind of politically related. And what I always say is this: sometimes it becomes difficult to regulate and even point fingers and question who. Some of the questions, when you push it up to some of the authorities and the right people, they will not be able to give you the right answer. So it is left with you, an individual. Like I keep saying, the education I keep giving people is for you to, know better and know the way to go. I keep saying that, when they flood up our markets, our agro shops with those weedicides and those synthetic input used to grow food, and you, the farmer, you know what is right, and you don't buy them, would they still bring it up? They would not, because everybody's a business person. When I import whatever synthetic input that's given to say, and I have various agro shops that I tend to give to them for them to sell, I give it to them, and it has been at the agro shop for years upon nobody's buying. I'll stop that business. My money is not coming up. So the education is important. It cuts across.
Education is very important, but who to ask the question is the problem. Because education is important, yes. There are places, we have radios and TVs, and you go and say there, you say anything and wow. You don't get correct answers. We don't get people that are educating us. We get people that, we only get people that are brainwashing us. When we are going to school, we don't go with, the children don't go to school with pito and tose. They go with all these kind of what, and who is, we don't really care as people. This thing is something that eats me up when we talk about it, because it's like somebody in his wisdom changing everything we were doing here simple and easy. And we too, we love money, so we don't care. Anything that is coming is coming. Now maize is coming from Brazil. The maize we plant here, they've turned all of them into yellow. And now they are bringing maize from other sources, and the price is even cheaper than the ones we grow here. Where are we going to? You know, so let's leave the farming side. If not, I will be emotional. Because like I said, I invest huge in farming. Only this year, I did 100 acres.
Wow.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I will try and give you people videos of the farm. I don't, the cocoa you spoke about like this, that's what I feed on. When they brought some from China, you grow it here and you cook it in a peche, and you're white, and mauve, no, it's no more. I have done like about 2 acres for myself, because that's what I actually feed on, any potatoes, the red ones. Yep. You know, so it's not that the people are, the people, even if they don't have any education and they have their original things like they used to be, they will just eat it and sleep. Because how many people no more not nope. But their food was there. They were eating it, and they were very healthy till all this weedy side got through to them. So we are killing ourselves. And when you ask questions, you can be in trouble. So when you ask people questions, they can't give you answer. So I don't want us to go into it, because if no maybe some questions are what topic of food no want. Until we will leave it here.
But I have answers to any question you want to ask.
Don't worry, let's treat your topic. You are watching the biggest and the largest with Dr. Daniel Baisie and Maame Grace. Actually, he's organic agronomist and soil scientist. Soil
Very
because
good.
you people are sitting here and they are bringing woody site and all these things. Now, woody site is gotten into a crazy deep.
Yeah.
A crazy deep forest.
Yeah.
They are using this weed site, and some of them cry. They will say, I need their fertilizer, I need their wood sprayer, a mass you are killing in Wura. And you need if you finish your Wura, common sense. We don't think about it. Let's leave it before I get into trouble. Because the least I say, the better for me. Doctor, your topic is food. So when they say food, define the word food. And then take us through what is food.
I gave an instance, and I said that I would like to give a definition which is very, very elementary, so that even the primary school people who is watching can understand what is called food, because that young lad in the primary school is also eating food. Therefore, he or she can also question the mom that, Mom, I heard on TV, I heard on radio what is called food. I'm able to understand. Is it what is on my table? Is it what is on my table? Or is it what is on my plate? Therefore, food is this. It's a substance that have an atom or an element or a molecule that gives nourishment and health to all living organisms, that sustain life and promote health. Very, very simple.
Okay. So the topic is food. Teach us. Make us understand what is food. When we are eating, the things we should be conscious of. And then and then like if there are things we should eat, the time that comes with it and all that. The topic is food. So you are now into your topic. You are treating your topic. So take us through.
When you consume food, and we tend to understand, as I just given a very simple definition of meaning, it informs you that when it gets into your system, it is giving you what is called health and nourishment, and it will help you to grow. You know, our body is made up of wide range of cells that tends to live. It multiplies in sizes, and that makes us to grow. I remember me and you, when we were born, we were just babies breastfeeding. Now we are no more babies. It means we are growing. And what made us grow? Because we continue to eat food. We started eating food from our mother's breast, sucking breast milk, and the content of that breast milk has to do with what our mom has eaten over the period of years. That's why I keep saying that sometimes, most especially, the attention go to our women more than even the men, because the man does not breastfeed, the woman does it. Regardless whatever the woman has eaten, we have the expression they called exclusive. They do breastfeeding to the kid or to the baby for 6 months before the baby start to eat any other food in a form of liquid and all that. Now, if you, the mom, whatever you've eaten, with definition and understanding what food is, and it gets into your system, digestion and what have you happens to take place, and now going into your little baby's system, that is where it starts from. If your child will grow healthy, for him or her to become whatever in terms of health and well-being, it starts from the breast milk that the mother tends to give to the baby, and goes on and on until the baby starts to eat the cereals and then the legumes and so on and so forth. That's where it starts from. Therefore, it informs us all the way from that direction. We remember and then we know that back in time, when a young lady is pregnant, she goes to the village. That's where she stays until she delivers. She is no more staying in the urban areas. Why is it so? Is it because it is those areas, it's those hinterlands, those villages, those rural areas that she will have the right environment to relax and rest and eat healthy food, natural food, food that is being picked from the wild, is being brought at home and is prepared for her to consume. And it's for her to be able to have a healthy fetus that will keep on growing before she finally deliver successfully. And after delivering, we all understand and know she eats more natural and healthy food in order to have enough breast milk to start healthy eating food right from the baby through the breast milk. But in this day and age, we don't see that. If somebody lives in Tema, someone lives in Accra, somebody lives in those other urban areas, when she picks a seat, she still at where she is, rather seeing the gynae or the other medical experts giving her all sort of tablets, capsules, syrups, and what have you. Come for this checkup at this number of weeks, come for this, come for that. It goes on and on. Right from the beginning, right from that stage, you are causing harm to the fetus. You are causing harm to the unborn child until you deliver, and then it goes on. It worsens up the whole situation. And that is where it starts from. Therefore, food as a thing starts from when we're just an ordinary fetus in our mother's womb.
You are watching The Biggest. The fetus cannot smell food. They cannot taste food.
Yes.
They cannot see the tomatoes.
Good.
Like you said. Mm-hmm. So you see what I was asking.
But the fetus is lying in the womb of someone who is able to see and taste foods.
Okay. Let's look at Ghana. I won't even say Africa. How old are we now? Is it 63?
Yeah, I think so.
Independence. How old are we? So, doctor, a person, a country that is 63 years or 65 years.
Yep.
Somebody have to teach you how to eat, what to eat. Where are we going to?
It is because of some number of missing dimensions that I keep on saying. We started talking about. When we understand food and what it does as a human being, it informs you where to source it from. Therefore, those nice tomatoes that you see on the market, like we started our discussion from, will inform you that it's not about how nice it is. What about someone who was born visually impaired? What does those nice looking tomatoes and fruits and vegetables got to do with his health? Therefore, we should not allow our eyes to deceive us. There are people, we all go through the situation where we have what is called cold or catarrh, that our nostrils, get blocked for some days, for some weeks. We can't smell anything. Do we stop eating because we are not smelling nice food going through our nostrils. So do we stop eating? No. Now our mouth cavity, our tongue, that is the most dangerous of all. That is rather informing you that the food should taste good. But I keep on saying this. When you get sick and you go to the hospital and then you find yourself at the pharmacy shop, the prescription that the doctor gives you to go and buy those medication after you've gone through the stages, after you've gone through lab reports and what have you, the doctor diagnosed you to be you are down with malaria, you are down with so on and so forth. The doctor don't prescribe the taste of that medication. The pharmacist, all the drug they have on their shelf has absolutely nothing to do with taste. It is geared towards the treatment of whatever health issue that you have. But we don't complain. We don't question the doctor. We don't question the pharmacist. We end up buying those medications, no matter how bitter or no matter how awful it might taste. We tend to, take that medication. Don't we see ourselves that, you pour that syrup on your teaspoon or tablespoon that is being prescribed that you take 2 times in a day, you take 3 times in a day, what have you. When you pour it out from the bottle, what does the scent tells you? It's very, very awful. So what do we sometimes close our nose and open our mouth wide and make sure it gets down into our throat? We don't question it. We don't say, that medicine should taste so nice and good so I can take it. No. But because we are sick and we need treatment and medication, we don't give a damn about the taste of the medication. We tend to take it. Now it comes to food. And the food is giving you that health. And we are chasing for taste. Why should we see that food should have some spices and naming those synthetic spices, I should say, to be specific? We have natural spices that make the food taste wow, which I agree. But most of the spices that we have out there are synthetic spices. That is making it smell good. The tilapias that they are grilling and what have you. Because those tilapias, for instance, I can give an example. The way at which they tend to rear and produce those tilapias is said that if you don't overspice it, it won't taste good. If you don't overspice it, the smell will not push somebody from his or her home to get on the street to go to the tilapia joint to buy the tilapia and then the benku. And that's what is happening. Our food systems is really going down the drain. We need to bring it back. Our food systems should be able to match and marry with nature.
How did it get to that level?
It got to that level. I will tell you something very, very interesting. I remember when we were kids, way back at nursery school, and listen to this very well. And viewers, please listen. We were being fed from school. We didn't know where the food was coming from when we were kids. It was a whole kind of a network that was targeted and focused on our natural agri-food system to be destroyed from somewhere. The food that were being fed in school, the Tom Browns, I remember our time, we were being given Tom Brown, we were being given wheat, and it was wheat in the form of flour.
That time na to Tom Brown na abani yellow corn. That time na
that now I was a bit older. Now I'm older than 83. But what I'm trying to say is that, I keep saying that we don't even know where all these foods were coming from. I remember the yellow corn thing. I remember we call it milk powder. Now it's called the skimmed milk. Back in time, when you say milk powder, when you see it in the rubber or in the sack, it is yellow. It's not white. And when you take a little to even, dump it into your mouth, it sticks into your gums. And then you enjoy eating it. We didn't know where it was coming from. So we were being brought up and were compelled to crave for those kind of foods whilst we were growing. And do you know one funny thing? Even at school, that is what we're being fed with. When we vacate and go back home, back in time, it's not like now that the days are running so quickly like a bullet. Back in time, when you say first term, it is real first time. The days were very slow. When you go home, your parents are itching for you to quickly go back home because you are disturbing them with the noise and with the counters ball playing on the veranda. We are doing the pampana, the pillows and what have you. The
and
whole... Exactly. You know, yeah, so all these things, you know, parents quickly want kids to go back to school so that the neighborhood will be a bit quiet. And what we tend to eat at home, you know, we were giving olonka of yellow corn, olonka of wheat, olonka of the milk powder, and olonka of something else.
Tom Brown.
Tom Brown, very good. And that's what we're being fed at home, because it's being given to you with the intention that, okay, now that you are home, parents don't need to be spending money on you in feeding you. So the school gives you about 4 or 5 of these foods for parents to be using it for you to be eating, so that it will subsidize our mom and dad expenses in terms of food that they buy from the market to feed you. We keep on eating that until school reopens. We go back to school, keep on eating it. So there's not only the school that I attended, but in our time, that was it. And it was a plan. It was a target.
To reprogram your taste.
Exactly. For us to have the taste of foreign and imported foods. And that is where it's coming from.
Okay, that time, we didn't have people who were well endowed, let's assume.
Good.
Said they thought they were doing them good, because
Very
at the
good.
end of the day, that's how they approach you.
Good.
As if they are helping you, they are doing good to you.
Very good.
So let's assume that was then. And our ancestors were so kind to think that these people are helping us. People who have lands more than these people. They were living in their villages and they were very okay.
Yeah.
Just to come and program their taste, their tongue, their eyes, their smell and all that, like you said. They didn't have enough knowledge like you people have now. The English you are speaking now, you people are plenty. Now graduates all over the world, all over Africa. African continent is full of English. Even if you don't speak English, some can will be empty, we will be limited. Now, by the grace of God, you people have all the English, all the books and all the knowledge. How 5 structures you will put together for everybody, those who can watch us, those who cannot watch us. How do we bring our foods back, our organic food? How do we reprogram the taste,
Rejuvenate.
the tongue, and how do we go back so that we are able to define our health or find our health again? Because our ancestors 120 were fresh baby. Now all your things are dying. It's just hanging in the trouser because of food. So 5 structures you will put together. If the government should give you this country to use your organic agronomists and soil scientists to make that change, to impact the food we eat here, to impact our health. 5 structures you will put together.
Number 1, seeds. Seeds. And I think it will be one of the topics that sometime we'll be discussing over here on this platform. Seeds. SEEDS. Seed is life. Where do we get the seeds from? When we buy seeds from someone, the person is controlling your food. Because if I come to you to buy seeds today and tomorrow you don't give me the seeds, I can't eat anymore. I'm doomed. So number 1, there's something called seed sovereignty. Seed sovereignty, and I'll say for the third time. Seed sovereignty. We need to be sovereign with our seeds. Therefore, we have control and total control of our seeds. And I'm talking about our indigenous seeds. We are a bit lucky that some of our indigenous seeds are still in existence with our peasant farmers. They still have them. How can we develop those indigenous or native seeds for us to have what is called a seed bank, so that it will be available for any other farmer in the whole country, Ghana, no matter the location that you are as a farmer? Up north, the south, the Bono, the east, the Volta, the central, whatever you. There's a seed bank that should be established at every region Because we have farmers that are scattered all over the place. So they can have easy access to the seed or the planting material. That is one. Number two, we need to understand and know and devoid ourselves from politics when it comes in terms of food and agriculture. Because it is politics that is bringing in some of the things that you made mention, those weedicides, those other inputs that is being made in some countries. And like you said, if you even go to our indigenous people, their homes where they live, now they're also using weedicides. Ask yourself that, where is it coming from? It is because politically related is allowed for somebody to make so much money in his case or a pocket. And that is that. We need to devoid politics out of our agri-food system, so far as food and agriculture is concerned. Number three, education on healthy food consumption. Countrywide. Your media is a fantastic one that can do a lot. Other media houses. How many media houses do we have in this country? Wide range, and they cut across. We are lucky to have some media houses not only in Tema, not only in Accra, not only in some other peri-urban or urban populated areas. Now we have some media houses that even our old mom and dad in those other villages can have access to, in listening and also in watching. For them to understand that, look, if I want to eat food, this is how my food should be. That education is extremely important. The third one,
the fourth one,
promoting and developing peri-urban farming activities. And when I talk about that, I'm talking about the longer your food chain, the question mark relies on how healthy that food is. But when your food chain is shorter, it tells you that your food is healthy. For instance, you produce food, I buy from you, I consume it, it's healthy. But when you produce food and there are other 3 or 4 people that need to handle all those food before it comes to me as a consumer finally, it compromises. And it affects the health and the nutritional benefit of that food. If a food is produced, let's say, with the vegetables that we consume each and every single day that we cannot do without in our meals, it's produced, let's say, in a very remote village somewhere up north. By the time it gets to us in Accra or Tema, you can imagine the state of that vegetable, the way it is transported. Therefore, we need to, create those avenues and situations where some food should be only cultivated and produced in our peri-urban locations, most especially with vegetables, so that it will be much more accessible when I need them anytime I want to prepare my meals. Vegetables should be centered in all the peri-urban locations. And peri-urban locations not only in Accra. If you go to Kumasi, there are peri-urban locations. If you go to the eastern region, Kofodia, those areas, there are peri-urban locations where our vegetables should be cultivated.
The last one.
We need to go organic, regardless whatever food that we are growing. Tree crops, the citrus, the mangoes. That is my problem.
We need to go organic. We were already organic. Where did the strangers? Anyways, you've said a lot, so they will calculate it.
Where we grow our tree crops, mango, cashew, citrus, cocoa, what have you, ranging from the tree crops all the way to cereals and grain, maize, rice, soya bean, of course legumes, the peanuts and what have you, that we count to the vegetables. We need to grow organic, because if you are talking about healthy food consumption and it is not organically grown using agroecological activities in growing those foods, forget it. It is not as healthy as you think. Somebody will say that, I've been advised by a herbal medication clinic that tells me I should eat a lot of vegetables. Good. Where or how is those vegetables produced? If they are not produced organically, you can eat tons of it. It will not resolve whatever health challenge that you are going through. Then you come back and say that, these herbal guys, They will tell you, do they do that, you will be doing it, and then we don't see any changes in your health and well-being. Whatever you are consuming, is it healthy and is it organically produced? That is what will inform you that you are really helping yourself. And let's say, or I'll say this also, organic food production does not treat ailments, or does not treat ailments, or does not treat sickness. It is a lifestyle. And the lifestyle it is, it tends to strengthen your health and well-being for it to resist and withstand health challenges. That is how organic food consumption works. You don't say that I have that health challenge, I've been diagnosed with cancer, I've been diagnosed with so on and so forth, therefore I'm going organic for those treatments to be done. I'm sorry, you are deceiving yourself. Organic food, I'll say it once again, that it is a lifestyle. It helps your health and well-being to resist. That cancer cannot grow in your system if you've been eating and consuming organic food consistently. It won't exist. Let me give you one very, very, very interesting typical example. Malaria is a health problem in Ghana. Some people are hit down by malaria, and sometimes if they don't take care, it gets down into their grave. How do we control malaria? And I'm giving this to all viewers and listeners, free of charge. Before those quin medication, amodiaquin, and I don't even know some of the names of those malaria medications and all that. I don't even know their names. You go to hospital, quickly go to the lab, just your blood sample is taken, it goes through lab analysis, then they see the number of plasmodium, parasites. Of course, that is the organism that causes malaria, which is being carried by the mosquito. Mosquito is having a plasmodium parasite. When they tend to bite you, they infuse it into your bloodstream. The plasmodium feeds on your red blood cells. So when you have malaria symptoms, the headache, the aches and pain, the loss of appetite, your urine, color of the urine become yellow and what have you, it is because your red blood cells is at risk. And the plasmodium parasite, it is feeding on it, and it tends to multiply. It's a bacteria. It tends to multiply very quickly. And the number of the multiplication of those plasmodium parasites, when it comes so rapid in your system, that's where you are completely down. You feel, you become dizzy. If you don't take care, you collapse, and it goes on and on. Vitamin C. And I will need any health practitioner, any orthodox health practitioner who have studied medicine to the greatest high levels on earth to come up and tell me what I'm saying is not true. The treatment and prevention of malaria is vitamin C. It's not the vitamin C tablets we buy from the pharmacy shop. Those big tablets, you mix it in water and then you drink. No, it's a synthetic vitamin C. That will not solve the problem. Go in for the natural vitamin C.
Which is what?
Citrus. Dandelion. Starfruit. Vitamin C is water soluble. The body does not absorb and keeps it in its system for your body to be using it.
It will just take what it wants and disperse the rest.
So it gets into your uterine system and it goes all the way. But when you make sure vitamin C is something that you are taking all the time, for instance, like the malaria parasite or the malaria illness that I'm talking about, you will never and ever come across.
But doctor, why do we even have to wait for malaria in the first place?
Therefore,
because malaria, if mosquito wankawa unya malaria, is it not a fina yetim na say ye praprako ne ye hutoye?
Sanitation.
Mosquito ankawa unya malaria na meboa.
Me say, no, sanitation is one, but I'm looking at, but we are looking at a situation where they are all over the place and you can't do without. Okay, for instance, you sanitize your neighborhood, you leave home, you go somewhere, and all of a sudden you have a mosquito bite from wherever it's coming from. A mosquito sneak into your car. As soon as you turn on your engine, you are moving, and before you realize the mosquito hits you. So to the worst scenario where you cannot stay away from that insect called mosquito, make sure vitamin C is always something that you consume daily and as frequent as you could. What happens is that it tends to trap oxygen in your red blood cells. So that plasmodium parasite cannot live in your red blood cells.
Yo, Papa, we still come back to food. Vitamin C, a block of amino acids in our system. Aduane a yedidi na bit wo mtika we decide ni aduane ni mu na yedidi correct. We will not even get to that level. Yedi ye huni a. We will not even get to that level. But ye pefi. And I ankasa so ye pe aduane a shiny like you said. So enu ni ende. In 1 minute, to last words for the public, advice how them will be you 20 people, 33 million. In 1 minute, advice how what the public about food and the rest of whatever you have to say. And in Africa, you stay there for somebody to come and rob you all of you, and somebody, you're grown up, have to come and teach you how to eat, what to take away, how to plant. How? Since when? Since when? Papa, 1 minute. Advise the public and let's go.
That's what I was saying. Everybody should pay attention. We need to listen to this. We've come a long way and we're in the state at which our agri-food system is in danger. The food that we are eating each and every single day, each and every time, is not connecting to nature. We are being forced to crave for non-healthy and highly synthetic produced foods. And that is what is killing us. That's what is destroying us. So please, listen and listen very well. Let's make sure that we are making that little effort. Wherever you are, your home, at least try as much as you could to grow something. Something that you continue to consume each and every time, frequently as you could. And make sure that when you go out there to the market to buy your foodstuffs, push the market women to do what is right. Ask them questions. Whether they have answers to them or not, it will baffle them for you to go all the way to the farmer to compel the farmer. Because look, when that market woman goes to the farm and she is not buying all what the farmer is going, the farmer is in a mess. Farming is a business now. The farmer needs money. Therefore, if you grow organic food and healthy food, our market women will be buying it and bring it back to our farm to eat and consume. But if you are not growing organic food, the market women will not buy from your food and it will not get to our market space for us to be consuming poison. So please, let's push our market women. Let's start from somewhere. I know you have so much questions to ask me if I say some of these things, but please, when you go to the market, try to carry out this exercise and you'll see that at least there will be some improvement and there will be some change regarding our agri-food system where we consume healthy and organic food that marries and connects with nature. Thank you very much.
Yo, thank you very much. Abusia. Ukona okoto enam na no we bizan say dua na ebuku na say omo de anche ne yi no. No we bi say ukona okoto tomatoes na ye nipa boni sem nti tomatoes no kra de apro nyadoa no kra de apro no ye beton ne anyam ne de aye aduane ato ye nipa boni sem na eku yen enye kro mu ane yete ena nkrofo yi baaye omo de asi kire brɛ mu tete no nka nye asoa na ode to wanum na nka no ti no wo mbra fruits ne mba mu na wanom na wanya vitamin C ni wom na omo de yi brɛ se wanante akokwa ye mu akoto akuto se si wa soda ya se bibia aha ne ye wo Celtic salt aye use omo se enye e ma ye kompo satan no bi nya 50 years ansa wanya kompo se 22 wanya kompo wanya fibroid de omo de brɛ mu na ye enye ha ne ye wo no mbeka kire se coconut oil enye se de se odi wukuru wanum kure ku bacteria
ayo
e wo wanum Africans da ben ya chechire mo sura chechire mo ase e na mboburofo amati nyina mo da so de te ho ye ka bibia ye ntie ne ye tie ne ye ku ye ho se obi ani wodi ship beba befa obi ani tuo so odi befa obi aso metue sika meto na emu mahoma ne sen komu wa wo be hange ho. Doctor, thank you so much. We are trying our best.
Yeah, we have to.
Nti mo de mo brofo no be pia na ma stop it with this site se membe awurade ka mete brofo anga akọ politician no ka men ma fio abusia a word to a wise is symbolic aha de yedi ubesi. Thank you so much for coming, Doctor. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for watching Your Biggest. I am always Hadasha. Call me Labraska. Me call